starting to look like Brandon O'Hara. Welcome to New York. Give me your walk.
All right, so, Jamie, it says here, talk a little bit about what goes into the filming of one episode. How many days do you shoot? What are your hours like? Is it, I'm not dancing, but tell us about it.
Okay, well, there can be anywhere up to, say, a couple of years, which is what it took for the lead balloon to get developed, and that is thanks to our researchers. They plug away and try and get us any kind of information, materials, and resources we need. And then once we're ready to start, it takes us about 2 weeks to actually complete an episode, minus the editing, which takes another 3 months, and is done in Sydney, Australia. That's where the the production company that produces us is.
In Sydney, Australia, they're all upside down, blood rushes to their head, which explains a lot of the editorial choices.
Yeah, and to make matters worse. To make matters worse, our executive producer, our showrunner, is in London. So Mythbusters is actually running about 24 hours a day. He starts, way early in the morning. We're by the time he's getting late in the day, we're up to full speed, and then it gets handed off to Sydney, and then around it goes again. During the 2 weeks that we're actually filming, we start with a little bit of planning, and then we basically work through the body of the stuff. We do often our blueprints in the beginning, and then blueprints at the end. Sometimes we block things around to make the story more efficient, but generally it's kind of like you see it. It's just a little cleaner on TV, and I'd say it's
all the swearing.
Yeah. We while we have an average of about 2 weeks, we've done them in as quickly as 1 day.
One day we tested whether or not poppy seed bagels would make you test positive for heroin, which they will.
Which they will.
Yeah.
Totally will.
And sometimes they've gone up to about 3 weeks of actual shooting. Sometimes, with the exception of things like there's a Rolling Stone Gather Moss, which can take a long period of time, but we block those things out over months and keep coming back.
Yeah. This is an actual rock, not one of the Rolling Stones.
I was wondering, because I saw Ronnie Wood a couple weeks ago. Anyway, what else can I ask you? Oh, I don't know who, I'll ask all of you. How many countries is this show shown in?
Last I saw it was 160, I think.
Because I know it's a big hit in Russia. 160.
In some countries it's a how-to. You made a rocket out of plumbing parts? Interesting.
I keep sending it to North Korea. Capitate.
I remember getting a call from you, John, where you're like, I'm in a first-class lounge in London, and you in the White House with the president.
That's right. I was horrified. That's true. I was in the Virgin upper-class lounge, and they had this giant TV, and I was like, oh, President Obama. Oh, I better pay attention. Oh, Adam and Jamie. What the hell is going on? Now, what was the myth? It was mirrors burning.
Archimedes' death ray can 500 soldiers holding polished shields on the shoreline, specifically the shoreline of Syracuse, repel an enemy fleet of ships? We've tested it 3 separate times, and the answer is they can't. Although if you were on those ships, 500 mirrors pointing at you would suck.
Did you ever see Solomon and Sheba with Yul Brynner and Gina Lollobrigida?
No.
Anyone ever see that? Jesus Christ. What's wrong with you people? You're in Comic-Con. You should have seen Solomon and Sheba. Anyway, they shine their shields. They do exactly that at George Sanger's army, and they all go off the cliff. So it does work. You're wrong. Okay, I asked you that. I asked you this. I have a question. What if you had the choice of someone asking? First of all, I have a question. I was told the Comic-Con people would be waving at me, telling me how long this has been. Where are you? That's you. How long has it been? 25 minutes before.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
No, I'll tell you why. Because I wanted to make sure, seriously, because last year's panel was okay, but there wasn't enough questions from the audience.
Yeah.
So Adam and Jamie wanted you to have more time to ask questions. And I can see by the huge lineup at the mic, everyone's desperate. So,
This is not the bathroom line, people. He's a professional.
Okay, so here's the myth about crowd control. We can shouted F-I-R-E. Would there be? No.
It's the reason you're not in charge yet.
That's right. She's absolutely right. Before I get to you, though, because I do have 5 more minutes, I'll start with you. What's a question someone has asked you about Mythbusters you'd rather they didn't?
What's the top 10 list of creepy questions Carrie gets?
Yeah, it's always. So, like, are you and Carrie? You guys, what do you think? No.
That's a myth.
That is a myth.
Actually, we all get that question. When we're out in the world,
Really?
where's Carrie?
Where are you now? Yes, we all get that.
Do you know what they're saying? They're saying one of you is attractive. That's all they're saying.
Oh, we know.
Jamie, what's a question you wish someone hadn't asked you that did not involve sex or care?
I don't know how to answer that.
That one, okay, that's a good answer. Grant.
Yeah, that's what we usually get is, where's Carrie and is Carrie married? She is. Sorry, spoilers.
Last week,
That's when people sit out in the line there.
last week I was in a parking lot of the art store, and these 2 kids walked up, and one went, Jamie? No. And he goes, oh, dude, it's Alan. And then his friend said, in the background, you test the myth of if you can be smoking too much weed. I said, thanks for that, you fine young gentlemen. I'll see you on the road.
All right, and now I've run out of ideas. So the first gentleman asked the question.
Is there any myths that are too expensive or too dangerous that you guys want to do?
Well, there are some that involve nuclear weapons.
The Indiana Jones refrigerator myth is not one we're going to do soon.
Only because they're kissing Spielberg's ass. Come on, tell the truth.
If some country restarts a surface nuclear testing program, we will be there.
With our friends.
Princess Leia?
First of all, I love your show. And I was wondering, is there any myths that you wanted to try but insurance won't let you, that you were going to, but you...
That who wouldn't?
Insurance.
Oh, I thought you said your parents.
Won't let me test this myth. There's one that I've been wanting to test forever, and it's can you survive going over the Niagara Falls in a barrel? For some reason, they don't want us to test it.
Actually, years ago, we were season 2 of Mythbusters when we first brought Karen